Hello, my laughter buddies. My name is Garnet Cheney. I am your laughing chaplain, and I love to laugh. Let's stretch. Let's get some laughter, and let's take a deep breath. Oh my! I forgot my deep breath. I ran out of laughs. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. Hold it. Let's try it again. Okay, get a little bit extra in. You hear just a little bit of laughter is helping me clear my lungs. And that's a great thing because I'm outside. I probably should have this zipped up because unfortunately, cold is probably one of my triggers. But I really wanted to speak to you tonight about an important thing that we can do, and it's called smiling. But let's get one more laugh in. Let me get my lungs clear. Let's make sure they're all nice and clear. This is my lift jacket. I earned this by entertaining 10,000 passengers for Lyft. So I used to spend a lot of time driving for Uber and Lyft. But now I'm on a mission to teach laughter. So again, let's take a deep breath, and we're going to do a little extra breath. And then as we laugh it out, this gives us the benefits of what's called a physiological sigh. So there's ways to get add all kind of little extra supplements to your laughter. So again, we'll do a deep breath in for the nose, and when we think our lungs are full, we're going to just take another extra sniff. Just get a little more in there before we laugh out our entire lung. And we're going to hold it for just a little bit, so we even get a little extra supplement of benefits of breath holding too, breath work. So here we go. Woo. Let's try it again. Can't laugh and talk and swallow all at the same time. But my body's already feeling better, so let's try it again. Let's take a deep breath. A little bit more. Hold it. Hold it. And now let it go. Oh, very good. Very good. Yay! Give yourself a little praise. Very good. Very good. Yay! All right. Let's talk a little bit about smiling. You know, a smile is the curve that sets everything straight. You know, did you realize that smiles are one of the first nonverbal languages that we learn? You know, parents are always looking at that newborn baby. Oh my goodness. Let's do some baby laughter. Let's introduce our baby to the healing sounds of laughter. And we might want to laugh gently for baby. You know, gentle laughter. So let's laugh gently for baby. Are you holding your baby and laughing gently? You know, parents, first thing they're looking for with that baby, one of the earliest things you want to look for is you want to see that the baby smiles. And it's a developmental milestone. At first, babies are making smiling like faces, and it has nothing to do with smiling. They got gas. I smile a lot when I have gas. But anyhow, you know, eventually the baby starts to respond to the parents, the mother, the father, and we're always smiling at our babies, you know, because we love them. We want them to feel joyful. We want them to feel, you know, protected and all of that. But eventually, something called mirror neurons. All our babies have them. We have them. eventually those click in. And by looking eye to eye, the kind of eye to eye contact we give our babies, those mirror neurons click in, and the baby starts imitating what the baby sees its parents doing. And so then the parents get that first smile, okay? And pretty soon, baby learns that feels good. Even before baby learns to laugh, first baby learns to smile. So, smiling has been in use ever since the beginning. It's a way to communicate warmth, and it's a very effective tool. You can make everyone around you feeling better by just having a smile. And a smile is also a safe way to communicate with strangers. In some related animals and the primates, staring directly is a threat. Okay? If you're in kind of a sketchy place, it's probably best not to, stare at somebody, That may be seen as a threat, and you might end up having to answer something you don't want to have to answer. But going into the situation smiling is a safe way to communicate with strangers. Now, there are three types of smiles. There are intentional smiles, there are spontaneous smiles, and then there's the inner smile. The intentional smile can be particularly effective in the workplace, and you might be required to smile even when you don't want to. You're dealing with a difficult customer, perhaps. 80 to 90% of people, if you smile at them, they'll return the smile. And they don't even realize why they're doing it. It's the mirror neurons that cause us to bond, okay? And that same mirror neurons were discovered in about 1995, and that's what makes laughter so contagious also. And yawning in a meeting, okay? So fake intentional smiles are actually a useful tool, okay? And they bring about a physiological reaction that elevates the mood and makes everyone feel happier, lighter, and better. Intentional smiling is also a good tool when we're dealing with stressful and anxiety-laden situations and things happening. So then there's spontaneous smiles. Now that's a genuine feel-good response to something positive, like maybe you saw an old friend, or you're hearing some good news, or you're watching children playing, or you're seeing dogs playing. Or my cats. Oh my goodness, my cat's running around. I can't help but smile. One of my cats, he's always, wherever I'm going, he's got to get in front of me and get there first, to check it out. I like to joke he's pretending to be 5 cats. So that always gets me smiling. And our pets learn this. They learn to recognize our smiles, and they cue off of us, especially if we keep them as indoor pets where we're their social world. They quickly learn what smiles mean. So, and we smile when we hear things, that are funny. So the corners of the mouth turn up, but the stimulus for that response, it's not strong enough to trigger hearty laughter, okay? Then there's the inner smile, that positive reflection of your inner being that stays on the face for as long as the positive feelings stay. Like, you've had a wonderful meal at Thanksgiving, and the conversation, everybody is feeling the love, and, this kind of smile can often be seen on the faces of truly spiritual and happy people who float on this cloud of bliss most of the time. So how to maintain a smile on your face? Exercising your facial muscles by laughing and smiling on a regular basis tones the smiling muscles and keeps the face prepared to smile more. Have you ever heard the phrase, use it or lose it? Well, we're probably not going to lose our smiling muscles, but by exercising them, it gets easier to use them. So the act of smiling has a lot to do with basic body movements the more we exercise the muscles required to smile, the more we end up smiling. It becomes easier. You know, we get a resting, smiling face. It's possible to develop that over time. This phenomenon is based on a certain theory, though. The fact that our mental attitude gets better when we smile, our own mental attitude, is because of the psychological theory that motion creates emotion. So motion in our body going, very good, yay! Oh my, try it with me, do it with me, okay? Very good, yay! Oh, you can't help but feel good when you do that, because all that motion, your brain sees that, my brain sees that, and my brain says, hey, the body's acting happy, I better get happy too. So it's really great medicine. You know, if you're physically active and you exercise regularly and engage in a sport like dancing, you're also likely to smile and laugh a lot more. So then there's the Duchenne smile. This smile activates the part of the brain responsible for happiness. The Duchenne smile is named after the French neurologist Benjamin Armand Duchenne, who experimented with and studied the muscles of the face when a person was smiling. He discovered that when the lips part and turn up, and the eyes crinkle, and the upper lip droops slightly, there's a heightened activity in the left anterior region of the cortex, which is the center for happy emotions. Even an induced smile can help a gloomy person feel upbeat. So I've tried this. I find that in the beginning, when I, you know, and a number of people tried, Dr. Kataria talks about this also. He says that when he would laugh without involving his eye muscles, he didn't feel so great. But see, now I'm smiling and I'm activating, you know, those little crinkles, you know. Now I can also try it like this. Okay, I'm looking at you very plainly and go, it's not so real. But if I go ahead and let my whole face get involved, try that. Do you see the difference? You know, oh, here's another laughter pose for you. This is a fun one. That's a fun one. Okay, another one for you to play with. Turn your laughter on and off like like a switch. That's making my eyes crinkle. I can't help it. There, it just happened automatically by being joyful about showing you another pose. So, you know, Dr. Kataria says that after he learned about the involvement of those muscles, he started consciously trying to crinkle his eyes while laughing, and he felt the difference. I hope you did feel it too. If you watch this video again, watch that part where I'm showing you about that and try it. You know, and Dr. Kataria, he says his laughter was more enjoyable and relaxing when he did that, and it brought about a significant change in mood. So how does the healing laughter, how does concentrating on spreading the joy of the Lord with laughter, and especially through the exercise of laughter yoga, how does it keep us smiling? Not only is laughter and these laughter exercises, powerful tools for boosting personal development and self-confidence, they also tone the facial muscles and they bring a smile to your face. It also creates a safe environment for others to connect with you, which goes a long way to achieving success in all aspects of life. You know, one time I was walking along in Malaysia in a mall. I was just minding my own business. I was just being me, la-di-da. Somebody walked up to me. I don't know who they were. They said, "Why are you so happy?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm just being me. You know, it's a good thing. Laughter can become like a default in you. And, you know, there are different psychological scales. For example, pessimism versus optimism. And by practicing laughter and creating what I like to call an attitude of Laughitude, you can shift your whole psychological basis. I might not take a totally serious person and turn them into George Carlin, but I can definitely move the bar for them so that it's easier for them to enjoy the benefits of laughter. You know, it just requires teaching them how to laugh more without jokes, without comedy, to laugh for no reason at all. You see, I can pull it up just on command, and it feels good. I'm used to doing that. I've had a lot of practice. You can get good too. So that's what Laughing Church is about, is helping you experience that joy and the peace and love that comes from our Creator and activating all those chemicals there. So, you know, a genuine smile is the index of your happiness. So, you know, put a little joy into your smile, reach out to others, and give a little more of yourself when you smile next. You know, we spend a lot of time on our phones, grooming our phones. You know, that grooming motion? It reminds me of the chimps in Africa. You know, grooming. That's tasty. You know. But all of that grooming and looking for the likes as we groom the Facebook and we scroll and stuff, it's activating dopamine. Tiny little squirts of dopamine as we see somebody liking our posts, you know. Why not give people a real dose of dopamine by when you see people, look into their eyes and just smile. And I just had somebody today. I'm just doing this. It's just become me since I've done the laughter. She said, "You got a beautiful smile." And I'm like, wow. You know, we weren't even in a conversation. We were just passing each other. As I think I was going in a store and she was coming out or something. She said, "You have a beautiful smile." You'll start getting those compliments if you make laughter a daily part of your life. And you'll feel better too. So, there was a German study about holding chopsticks to activate the smile muscles. And I'm looking for a chopstick here. 1 second. No chopsticks, but like a spoon will do. See how I'm putting this in my mouth to push my lips backwards, okay? The study was conducted by 4 German scientists, and it showed that various facial expressions lead to changes in the brain, which influence performance and behavior. So this significant research is important for anybody who wants to really experience the fullness of laughter, because it reaffirms a core reason of why we learn to laugh every day. Our body cannot differentiate between real and fake laughter, okay? Laughter that we just are faking it to make it, it'll have the same benefits in our brain. And it's transformative. So laughter originating from the body can trigger changes in our brain and generate real emotions, okay? The study in question asked participants to hold chopsticks between their teeth, which induced a smile by contracting a particular group of muscles. This led to a release of dopaminergic chemicals that regulated mood. 3 groups were studied. The first group held the chopsticks horizontally between their teeth. This resembled a smile. The second group held it vertically between the lips, while the third group got no chopsticks. The study concluded that inducing facial expressions does lead to the release of neurochemicals that ensure a positive mood and boosts the sense of well-being. It confirms that faking a smile too brings about positive changes in the brain. So, in some communities, when I'm given just a demo, just a quick demo of laughter, and I tell them about this, you know what they respond? They go, "Oh yeah, we heard of that. It's called fake it till you make it." And exactly right. Now, we can do some fake it till we make it laughter. Here's an example. Let's pretend for a moment that you don't really feel like laughing. We don't feel like laughing. You know what I'm doing to get myself in a mode where I don't feel like laughing? I'm hunching my shoulders. I'm kind of stooping over. I'm having to assume the body pose of not feeling like laughing in order to not feel like laughing. Because my brain's getting the point of this pose. Dr. K says to us frequently, if you want to be a happy person, act like a happy person. This is just that easy, okay? But let's practice not feeling like laughing for a second. Let's kind of get in that, come on with me, try it. Man, I can't help it. You get it started. The brain gets in gear. And hopefully, if you tried that exercise the way I showed you, you saw the difference in your mental state. Okay? What changed? You didn't take a drink at the bar. You didn't do whatever other favorite chemical you have. All you did was change your body, and the motion caused emotion. So emotion follows motion. Okay. It's pretty fascinating. Logically follows that laughing with your whole body, and the way we practice it in laughter yoga, is that it must be sending a lot of powerful feedback to the brain cells. Okay. So I'm going to give you some practical ideas to smile more every day. Strengthen your smile muscles. There are 3 muscles that help us smile. The orbicularis oculi, that's around the eyes. The zygomaticus major, it elevates the corners of your mouth. The orbitularis oris, the muscles of your lips. The best way to exercise these muscles is to stand in front of a mirror, or you could use your phone in selfie mode. Part your lips and raise the corners of your mouth. And an ear-to-ear grin. Maybe a little laughter too. Crinkle them eyes a little bit, okay? And maintain that smile for 5 to 10 seconds. All right, so let's try it here. Okay, ready, set, go. All right, there we go. I cheated. I gave you 12 seconds. It's hard not to laugh while I'm doing that. But repeat that 5 times every day. It'll help. There's some people have told us a lot of their wrinkles kind of started going away from doing this. Smile at strangers. Smile at 5 strangers every day. Just walking by them in the store, the gas station, it'll work. They may not be strangers though there. Just take a little walk. Smile at the people you find. Give them a genuine smile, So see how many smile back. I bet the result will be 99%. And then using chopsticks to smile, or, whatever's handy. But, go get some Chinese food. Save the chopstick. And use it for your smiling practice. Be one of your best tools. So whenever you're angry, upset, stressed out, place the pencil or shush it between your teeth for a few minutes and leave it there. And then keep looking at yourself in the mirror and try to vocalize the sound of he, he, he. 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 The contraction of your facial muscles will lead to happy chemicals happening in your brain. And it's definitely going to change your state of mind. You can also combine breathing with your smile. Okay? So take a deep breath and smile. It's also good to make noise. You know, I learned in sound healing that the one sound healing instrument we always have with us is our voice. So have fun. Have fun with that out breath, okay? Learn to use it to make noise, because that's another principle of laughter and laughter yoga, is to learn to be childlike. Learn to get that childlike playfulness again. Small children laugh 300 to 400 times a day. And I know the Harvard scientist who did that study. It was Sean Acor. I met him a few years ago. I had lunch with him a couple of times. He's a researcher in the area of positive psychology. You know, and then he did a study of adults to see how many times adults laugh each day. You know how many times the average adult laughs each day? 17 times or less. Where did all of our laughter go? Okay. So we need to practice our laughter, but we need to do things that are childlike. You know, one of my signature jokes that Uncle George Carlin inspired me to is the fact that I identify as an 11-year-old. And if I behave myself at a doctor's office, I expect a lollipop. And they tell me, I'm sorry, you know, this is an adult office. We don't have any lollipops. Wait a minute, I got some stickers in a drawer. Would you like a sticker? And I go, yes! The 11-year-old in me loves stickers. You know, just learn to express that joy. You know, imagine that you're an actor in a Shakespeare play, you know, and if it's not too crazy, but maybe even if it is, if the answer to something is yes, sir, would you like me to open the door for you? Yes, I'd love that. Thank you. Both you and they will laugh. Boom. There's those happy chemicals. But that's humor. You know, I'm going to teach you ways to laugh without jokes or humor, you know. But anyhow, maintain your, you know, take that deep breath. Maintain it for 5 seconds. A big smile. Don't be afraid to make that noise. In fact, let's imagine we're at the ocean. The sound of the surf. You can make that own sound. And think about it. It's like a little mini vacation to the beach. You can also use various vowel sounds too when you let it out. As I did that, I could feel different parts of my lungs vibrating as I changed the frequency. Lower frequencies will resonate lower in your chest. And when you get to the higher frequencies, I was changing the frequency, it changed it up higher. I sometimes use this with my albuterol inhaler to massage the medicine into my lungs so that it works even better. So again, I'll show you how to do that. It's called a frequency sweep. I was just frequency sweeping a small area as I exhaled, but why not use that exhale to do something fun? That's kind of my whole point of sharing a little sound healing technique with you. So again, let's try it again. I'm going to breathe in deep, and then I'm going to hold it for 5 seconds while smiling, and then I'm going to let it out. I'm going to show you how to do that frequency sweep again. I want you to try it, and tell me down in the comments if you could feel it vibrating different parts of your chest. So here we go. Trying to get that last bit of breath, because one of the things that's very important about breathing is exhalation is the most important part of your breathing, because that's how you get all the stale air out to get room for fresh air. So another little thing to think about. I'll have another video where we'll talk more in depth about that. So smile with your eyes. Here's another technique. Smile with your eyes. Stand in front of the mirror, cover your mouth and nose with your hands, and try to smile just using your eyes. Okay? Visualize yourself smiling. Just think of yourself smiling. Tiger Woods uses this technique. Tiger Woods, great golf pro. He spends a lot of time visualizing the perfect swing, how he's going to follow through, all that kind of stuff. Visualizing is used by a lot of top athletes. You can use it too. Visualize yourself smiling. And do that for 5 to 10 seconds. So, anyhow, and some ideas for you about smiling to get the benefits from smiling. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment, share this video on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, because we need to create a revolution out there of the joy of the Lord, of sharing the joy of the Lord as an antidote to all the weeping and gnashing of teeth that's happening, with all the crazy stuff happening in the world, in our own lives, with our own help. We all need to be missionaries of the joy of the Lord. I am Garnet. I am your laughing chaplain. It says so on my cap. And my blessing to you is that may the Lord bring you much laughter. May the Lord give you His peace and joy, and fill your mouth with laughter. All right. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.